I think tolerance is, you have to get along with people, and I think it's really important to have peace among people. But I think it goes deeper than that. I think a lot of it has to deal with, acceptance, and not so much like, even if you don't believe what someone has to say, you have to accept that everyone has the right to believe one thing over another. And tolerance is being able to see that and not judging other people based on something they believe that you don't.
Tolerance is being able to interact with others even if you don't agree with everything they say. Even if you don't like the person they are, you're still willing to be around them and hear what they have to say.
Okay, I do not tolerate diversity at all.
At all.
I mean, it's straightforward.
And why?
And why? Because if it's supposed to be this way, I want it this way. I don't like change. I don't like change.
I guess when I think about tolerance, I realize that there's no way I can truly understand what another person is going through, what their beliefs are, and what their experiences have been. So it's not so much tolerance for me, it's just understanding that everyone lives in a totally different world, and it's hard for them to understand me, and it's hard for me to understand them. So if you can just be patient with other people and learn what it means to actually walk in their shoes, then it's not a tolerance thing, it's just a relationship thing.
Stereotypes of Afghanistanians are that they are terrorists, and the women, I think it's like country, the women all are supposed to be covered up. And they all look like Saddam.
My roommate last year actually moved to Iceland, and she told me about that everyone there kind of has this stereotype that we're all pretty like overweight and really snotty, and all we care about is ourselves. So I think that's pretty, I don't know if that's necessarily true, but I think that's a lot of what other countries think of us, is that, we're all obsessed with ourselves and kind of that whole millennial culture kind of thing. So I think that would probably be the main stereotypes that I see when it comes to like just Americans.
I think stereotypes kind of puts a voice kind of in the back of your head. Am I following these stereotypes? Am I doing a good job to break the stereotype? I think it kind of makes you second guess what you actually want to do, because say if there's a stereotype of everybody like me wears red shirts or something like that, just generally speaking, well, when you put on that red shirt, you're like, do you want people to see you as a stereotypical whatever you are, or do you want to be yourself? And if you like wearing red shirts, then there's nothing wrong with being that stereotype.
I think there's a lot of stereotypes that people have towards India that are incorrect. A lot of them are that because it's a developing country, some people aren't educated, or it's overcrowded and people aren't having jobs. However, and also there's a lot of stigma towards us outsourcing to India and outsourcing jobs and sending our people over there. So there's bitterness towards India, I think, in the American culture. But we also have to remember that it's cheaper for companies and that we are almost enforcing this. And I think a big stereotype would be the outsourcing and people just being mad at Americans for sending jobs over there, but as well as jobs going over there and those people having jobs, although they need them too, So.